Hey guys, Irene here, and before we start with today's videos, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for not making any videos in a while, but I was just really busy. Summer is the busiest time for photographers. Also, I wanted to say thank you to all of my subscribers and my followers on Instagram for following and subscribing to my channel. I recently reached 1,000 subscribers, yay! For some it might seem like a small number, but it's very exciting for me. I never thought it's actually gonna happen to me on YouTube. So yeah, I definitely will make more videos for you guys, so just subscribe if you want to see more. Alright, so let's get started with this video. So recently I started this thing where I take my picture and then I will digitally draw on things on top of that picture in Photoshop. So it's kind of like combining photography with digital art, digital painting, which I think is super cool, and I've seen a lot of stuff like this before and I've always wanted to try it out, but I never had the chance to because I never had the drawing tablet. I always thought that they're very expensive, and recently I just thought like, you know what, let me look it up and see how much it would cost because I kind of really want one. And I realized that they're actually not as expensive as they used to be, so I got this little baby. It's an Intuos pen and touch small pen tablet. I'll insert the full name somewhere over here, and also I'll put the link in the description bar below if you want to purchase this. It was only $100, which I thought was pretty cheap. And it works awesome. It actually, I mean, I use it not only for my digital paintings, I use it just in general to retouch the pictures. It's just so much more precise than a mouse or your finger, whatever you use to edit your pictures. It's just awesome. I definitely would recommend getting this if you're a photographer or if you love to draw and you want to try drawing in Photoshop. So yeah, all you would do is just plug this in into your computer, your laptop, take out this little pen and you can start drawing on. And also this one was with a touch option, and the one that didn't have it was only $80, so like you can go even cheaper. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing how I paint digitally in Photoshop and combine it with my photography, then keep watching.
Hey guys, again, and welcome to Photoshop now. So here I have a picture that is out of my camera. It does have some editing, but not much. And I already posted this picture on Instagram a few days ago, and this was the finished result right here. So as you can see, I added a lot more hair. I painted on the dress, which actually I did not really like how it turned out, but it was still fine. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I added some more leaves on some of the sides just to make it more cartoony and just so everything else just kind of flows together nicely. What I'm going to do today is quite similar. It might not end up looking the same as this picture, but I'm just going to show you guys pretty much how I do it, and it's super easy. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is the dress, because you have to think about the picture that you're doing in layers. You have to think about what's gonna be the first thing underneath and what's gonna be on top of that and then on top of that. So I think that the dress is the closest to her body, then some of the hair is gonna be draping on top of that dress, and then some of the leaves are going to be draping on top of her hair. So we're going to start with the dress. So usually I will start by duplicating the layer, but this time I'm just going to create a new empty layer on top. And you can just do it by pressing this little button right here, and it creates that layer. And when it's like checkerboard like this, it means that it's just empty, there's nothing there. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose a color of the dress that I want, and last time I did the pink one, so this time I'm thinking we're gonna do like a lavender kind of color. I'm just gonna press OK. So here you don't need to be very precise much because most of the part of the dress will be covered by the hair. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mask the existing dress over here, and I'm just using a soft rounded brush here. that should be good right here. So yeah, this is what we just did. I know it looks kind of weird right now, but trust me, it's gonna look a lot better after we're done. So we're gonna leave this layer for now like this, and we're gonna create the whole new layer for the hair. And hair is probably my favorite part to do, and it's super easy. So we're gonna start with the little pipette right here, and it's called eyedropper tool, but I like to call it a pipette tool. So yeah, you're just gonna click on it, and what it does is that whenever you click on the color, it selects that color. So you're gonna see that the most of her hair has this kind of darker brown color, but she also has some highlights over here with this kind of like more reddish brown color, and there's also a lot of black. So we're gonna start with black color. I'm gonna go ahead and just click right here, and it selected that black color. I'm gonna go ahead and take my brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and select the soft rounded brush again, and this time it's gonna be pretty small, around this size. So I have the 47 size right here, and this is where I'm gonna take my tablet, and I'm gonna actually start the actual drawing. I actually thought I'm gonna switch it to 83 because the brush was a little bit too small. So yeah, you're just gonna lightly start going around the actual shape of her hair. And what I love about this tablet is that if you lightly tap on the tablet, then the little light streak comes out, and so it's definitely like drawing in real life. The more pressure you put onto the pen, the darker the line is going to come out, and the lighter you do it, the lighter the line is going to come out. So I think it's really neat. So now that we have the black part of the hair covered, we're gonna go ahead and introduce some more colors to the hair just to make it more 3D, more lively, and more like it actually should look in real life. So we're gonna create another layer for that, and the reason why I'm doing that is because you want to be able to manipulate all these different colors in future. Like for example, if you want to make those highlights lighter, you want to have them selected just separately from the black color. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna create the new layer right here. I'm gonna take that pipette again, and now I'm gonna select this kind of light brown ish color. This one right here, yes. And again, I'm gonna go ahead, select my brush tool, and I'm gonna make it kind of like, yeah, 65 right here. And again, I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting on top of that hair, and I'm just kind of following the natural curl that she has. Okay, so now that we have that covered, I'm gonna finish off with just the lightest highlight on the hair. Again, I'm gonna create another layer for that right here. I'm gonna take that pipette tool again, and then I'm gonna select the lightest hair right here. And again, I'm just gonna take my brush tool, and when I do these hair streaks, I continue to change the brush tool size to make it look more realistic and just to have more dimension to the hair. Okay, I think that's good enough. If I actually would be doing this, I would take a lot longer time to make sure that every little hair strand is perfect, but this is just for learning purposes only, so I'm not super careful with it, but you should be able to end up with something like this. Now, if you want to, you can just combine these 3 layers of hair together if you're happy with it. So you're just gonna hold on your control, and you're gonna press with the left side, and you're gonna left click on the layers. So we have the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd layer, and you're gonna go ahead and say merge layers, and then you can go ahead and rename it and make it, and just name it hair, so you know what that layer is. And if I undo it, you can see where all the hair has been applied. Same with this layer, I'm just gonna rename it to dress. Alright, and you can see that's why we did the dress first, so that we could layer some of the hair on top of that dress. If I switch these layers up, you see what's happening? The dress is on top of the hair. So yeah, this is why we did the dress first and then the hair. So now that we have the hair in place, I just want to make sure that the dress is a little bit more defined and looks less drawn on than it is right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another layer and make sure that that layer is just on top of the dress, but the hair is still on top of all of the layers right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and choose a darker color than her dress right now. So for that, you're gonna go ahead again, sample the dress with the pipette, and then you're gonna press on this little square right here, double click on it, and it shows you that color, and you're just gonna drag it lower to the darker color. You need a darker, we need that darker color to start shading. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose my brush, gonna get it a little bit bigger, and you just want to go ahead and start shading it. So as you can see, nothing is happening to the hair just because the hair layer is on top of the current layer that we're using right now. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pick even darker color, and also I'm gonna get my brush to a very small size, and this is gonna be the final stage of our shading right here. So with a smaller brush, I'm just making sure that I get all the details on the dress. Okay, so yeah, I'm being very rough with this dress, but again, I will spend a lot more time on it, but I'm just kind of teaching you guys how to do it, so I hope you guys kind of get the concept of it. Okay, so now that the dress is ready, again, I'm just gonna go ahead and merge those two layers. And I'm gonna name it a dress layer. And the last layer, finally, it has to be on the very top, on the top of the hair layer as well. And these are gonna be just some leaves that we're gonna be drawing. And this is probably the easiest and the quickest part. Again, we're gonna go ahead and select the green color right here. I'm gonna get my rounded brush and I'm gonna go ahead and just draw some leaves. Now I'm going to just select a darker color and I'm just going to color them in. Okay, so I think I'm done, and here's the finished result. So this is her without the dress, and of course this is optional, you don't have to do the dress. I mean, it looks pretty good without the dress as well. And this is the hair, and this is the leaves, and this is just the picture before and the picture after. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was useful to you. Don't forget to comment whatever else you want to see in my next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to see more. And I'll see you next time. Bye!